Richard Lee, and I'm going to do a quick demonstration of an awesome way to bring your characters from Blender to Unreal, and that will also give you the opportunity to use all the motion capture animations that are available on Unreal's marketplace. And what we have here is Blender. It's available as a free download from blender.org. You can use it for anything you want, educational purposes, commercial purposes, whatever you'd like. And I went to free3d.com and downloaded the Stormtrooper model. It is, as you can see, free. Pretty great. And what we're going to do is we're going to go to Auto Rig Pro. It's a $40 purchase, but he updates the rig often, and it's well worth it, because if you use Blender's armature meta rig, when you import it into Unreal, there are going to be a lot of problems when you're trying to retarget your animation. So Auto Rig Pro is definitely the way to go. It's the best investment you can make for rigging. It's super fast, super efficient, and very practical to create both your own animations and to use the motion capture animations that are available on the Unreal Marketplace. So let's get started. The way to install an add-on in Blender is you either hit Control-Option-U, and that will bring up your user preferences, or you can go to File, User Preferences, and then you can click Install Add-on from File. When you do that, you can go right to your downloads and look for it. I've got a few versions here, and if you just click the latest one, it will import it. You do not have to unzip it, just import it as a zip right into your add-ons. And then you can select it and make sure it is the checkbox is selected there. And then you can rock and roll. It comes with two parts, Auto Rig Pro and Auto Rig Pro Tools. Those are both very important. The way to initiate it is you hit the N key, the N panel in your 3D view. And just to review, in Blender, you rotate like this. It's very helpful to be able to go to, again, User Preferences, Interface, and make sure Rotate Around Selection is selected. Rotate Around Selection will make your rotating process much easier. Okay, I also, one more thing in my User Preferences, under Input, I go to Emulate Number Pad. I check that box, Emulate Number Pad. That enables me to change my views super quickly. Side view, front view, top view, back view. In Maya, you would have to write a script for all of this. And the navigation tools are really awesome in Blender. So I'm going to hit Shift and C. Again, Shift C. That will center my cursor. I deselect my Stormtrooper by hitting A. And I'm going to scroll down, and in the end panel you will see here it says Auto Rig Pro. What you want to do is select your mesh, your character mesh, which in this case is the Stormtrooper, and click Get Selected Objects. That will enable this tool here, which says Add Neck. Add Neck. Why would you want to add a neck? Well, it's basically just going to create a marker. So you click Add Neck and you go to the neck. I made a short key for view selected by hitting F, so I can just zoom in and make sure that I placed my marker in the neck area. The next one will be Add Chin. So I'll click on the chin area, Add Shoulders. Goes right there in the center of the deltoid area. Oh, by the way, you only need to do one side because the mirroring is automated. Add Wrist, right where the wrist is. Add Spine Root. I would go slightly under the belly button area. And add Ankle. Right in the center of the ankle. In this case, we have a Stormtrooper, so we really don't need a facial setup. But if you wanted to, you actually could. Just click Facial Setup, and these splines will pop up. I select one, and then I hit the L key, and that will select the entire spline and mirror on the other side. And then I'll hit G and Z to raise my splines to the eyebrow area, because those selected splines will actually create bones for your eyebrows. And here, when I select the vertex, I hit L to select all connected vertices, and I will move these splines to the eye area, and I will adjust the vertices around the shape of the eye as such. Quite easy, very easy process. We have a mouth, but Stormtrooper doesn't really have a mouth, so we'll just kind of pretend. All right, that's. Oh, also, when you switch to the side view, and in my case, I hit L, 1 for the front view, 3 for the side view. I'm going to hit C to select all of. I'm going to make it transparent first. I'm going to hit Z. That will enable me to select vertices on both sides. Then C and select all these vertices for the facial rig. G, Y to move my controls just in front of the face. Back to 1, and now I am in front of the Stormtrooper again with a front view. The controls, or rather the shapes, the splines for the facial rig are in place. The circular markers for the body are in place. And now I'm going to click here in the Auto Rig Pro tools and add an armature. You have options. You have a human, you have a dog, and you have a horse. We're just going to create a human rig. And as you can see, these are the controls. This green shapes here are the controls for the character rig. But they're all out of place. The arms are extended to the left and right, but the particular character is facing downward. So the creator of this tool created something called voxel precision, which is an algorithm enabling the rig to assess the shape of the character mesh and to adjust itself accordingly. All you have to do is click go. And I got an error that says eyeball object undefined or does not exist. Well, obviously it needs to know where the eye is. So what we are going to do is we're going to create a simple sphere and use it as the eye. You can select everything with the A key and deselect everything with the A key as well. Then hit Shift A, Mesh UV sphere, and it's going to be huge, but that's fine. Just hit RX90 to bring the circle there. Shrink it up. Hit GZ. And by the way, I resized the sphere with the S tool, which is the scale tool. And I'm going to imagine that this sphere is character's left eye, which is way too big, but it's just a placeholder, so it really doesn't matter. And now that it's in place, it's important to hit Control A. That will, in Maya, they call it freeze your location, freeze your rotation, and freeze your scale. So your location, translation, and your location, rotation, and scale are all 0, 0, and 1, respectively. This tool will now enable me to choose the eye picker, which again is just a placeholder, and it will also enable me to hit go. Give it a few seconds. It's going to do its little computing of the algorithm. And it's still computing and computing and computing. And it's adjusting the controls and the bones themselves, the joints themselves, into the mesh. And we're going to freeze the video while it does that.